Alrighty, here we're back working on the old Dakota turbo diesel 5-cylinder Mercedes swap. About got the donor engine out. Getting ready to put it on the lift, and by lift I mean I'm going to pull it up on its side where I can get to everything. We don't have a lift here anymore. I moved to Georgia. We sold our place, and it had, we had lifts and pipe benders and tire machines and all that. But anyway, for now, we're going to pull it up on its side and get all the underneath stuff. The only problem I ran into, this is pretty straightforward about pulling out, was this fitting here. You can see the threads are just annihilated, and it was, I tried breaking it loose and everything I knew to do to it, but that's the oil cooler line, and I might have to take a oil cooler off another one out there or change that fitting, but there's nothing left of it. Took the overboost solenoid with it. Took the, or we'll be taking the glow plug relay with it. We may or may not use it. Anything I may think I may use, I'm taking. Saving. The AC lines I'm not going to use. Even if we put AC on that truck, those lines wouldn't work. And I cut the return line on the power steering. It's just, straight rubber hose, pretty much. The power steering pressure line did come loose, and it's some inverted flare, looks like. And I'll probably take that fitting out of the steering box down there, and there it is. And probably have to make something work to adapt it to the Dodge rack and pinion. I think it's an 01 Dakota, so it's going from a 4.7 V8, which is a pretty good run little engine usually, to a turd. So performance is going down, but this thing would, they were both taken care of, bought brand new. This one would probably outlast 4 Dodge 4.7 V8s. And I'm a Dodge guy, and I've had good luck with those 4.7s, but you can get on Craigslist or whatever any given minute and find a dozen of them blown up. So the truth of the matter is they don't hold up. So that's how I got that Dakota. It's got a head gasket blown, and I think they tried to run it that way and loosened up the bottom of it. So it ain't even worth saving. So, but the old interior is pretty good, and the little body's fair. So I'm gonna take this engine, putting that little truck out there. There it is. And make a decent little beat around vehicle. And then later, I'm probably gonna get a 6-cylinder, like in my 350 SD, and put in the 03 Dodge Ram back there. I like the diesel Mercedes engines. They're way cheaper than the Cummins 4BT, and I have never owned a 4BT, but I've been around them some, and I have owned several 6BTs or 5.9s, whatever you want to call them, and I don't believe that the Cummins 5.9 is any better than these engines. I believe they're just as good. They're much more powerful, but I can buy 3 or 4 of these for what one of those Cummins 5.9s costs, and they're about twice as heavy and quite a bit larger in size. So this is a good alternative if you want to build a little driver. It just depends on how much money you want to put into it. You could make everything work on that truck out there if you wanted to, AC and all that. I don't know how much I'll do to that, but definitely going to make the power steering, power brakes, and all that work. And probably make it shut off with the key so I don't have to pull a cable. But anyway, if it just depends on how I feel when I'm working on it. I mean, if I feel like going the extra mile, spending the time and money on it, I'll get it. I can make all that stuff work. But to me, it's just going to be a little beat around truck. So I'm not sure how much effort I'll put into it. But anyway, we're getting ready to tip this over. I'll pull it up on the side. If you're ever going to do that, leave the hood up if you can, or a deck lid. It keeps the car from rolling clear over on its top. Also, when you can, flip it to the side where the gas filler neck is up. I'm in a situation here where I cannot do that, and I'll probably end up taking the fuel tank out of this car while I have it up in the air anyway. But they will drain out the fuel filler neck sometimes, so beware if you're ever going to try this stunt. And I'm going to leave that engine strapped right there. If it falls off, it falls off. I'll pick it up with the wrecker and move it. But I think that engine's stuck. The turbo is stuck. The guy said it was low mileage and he had it covered up and all that, but I can tell you by looking at it, he might have had it covered up at one time, but it didn't stay covered up. It's been out in the weather. But, you know, inside it might be good still. So I'll probably take the starter off this motor that we're pulling out and bolt on here temporarily, just see if it'll crank. Or I'll put a breaker bar on the front and, you know, see what it does first. But if it's stuck, I'll just probably tear it apart and use it for parts. You know, I'm not going to invest a bunch of money in one of these things. So you can buy a new, I know there's one right now for $650 a whole car. So it doesn't pay you. You know, a good gasket kit for one of these would set you back a couple $100. So anyway, that's where we're at. And just messing around out here, trying to fool around between the rainstorms. I thought I was going to get rained in today, but that's what it looks like here. It's looked like that all day. It's down in the 30s, high 30s again this evening. So supposed to get to 32 tonight. I'm about had enough of it, but I've got family in Texas where it's 100 today. So or it's been 100 in the last few weeks, so or in the 90s anyway. So I don't know which is worse. I think I might rather have this. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you guys got any questions or see anything about these old Mercedes, let me know. If I can answer them, I will. If not, I'll find out the answer for you, or we'll learn them together. So thanks for watching, and like and subscribe if you can. Thanks.